Hey guys, and welcome to this beanie tutorial. So you're going to need 4-ply sock yarn, and this is the yarn that I am using. You're also going to need 2.75mm circular needles, 40 centimeters, and also 3.25mm. You're also going to need a set of DPNs, set of 5 3.25mm, and a stitch marker for the beginning of round. You're going to need the pattern, of course, which is a PDF download, and there'll be more about that in the description box, a tape measure, and the yarn or your yarn of choice, which I am using here. So we're going to get casted on. So to cast on, I'm making a little loop and pulling that through. So at the back of this cast on, so the one facing you is going to be the long tail, which I'm using to cast on, and then at the back will be the ball of yarn that you're using. So I'm knitting the adult small. This pattern comes in a medium and also a large, and to get the full written PDF pattern, which has everything on it, all you can do is just head to Ravelry or head to my website and you can download that there. So for the adult small, I am casting on 126 stitches, and we're then going to join in the round. So you can see here I am making sure my stitches are not twisted when joining in the round, because that's going to cause a problem when you are knitting. And here I go. So I'm going to join in the round, and I do this a funny way, but you can do it whatever way you prefer. But I am just taking a stitch over to the needle, the other needle, as you can see, and then I'm getting the stitch below that one and I'm just casting it off. So when I'm doing the cast on, I always add an additional stitch so I can join in the round, and that is how I just join in the round. But I will leave a link below to other videos that may be easier. And I'm then just placing my stitch marker, and we're going to get started with the ribbing. So for the ribbing, which is the brim of the beanie, I'm just doing 2x2 ribbing, and for all sizes you're actually going to complete this until your work measures 5 centimeters or 2 inches. So here I'm just going to show you how to do the knit to purl to. So I am just putting my needle through that stitch, wrapping the yarn around and pulling off there. So I'm knitting 2, and then I'm going to bring the yarn to the front and go downwards into the stitch, wrap the yarn around and pull off, and that is your knit and purl stitches. So I've finished the ribbing, and I'm just measuring that to make sure it is 5 centimeters. And now we are getting the new needles, which is the 3.25mm, and we're now going to change them for the body. So all you do is literally just knit every single stitch, and you're basically just knitting those stitches there off of that needle onto these new needles. So I'm just doing that. So I'm just changing the needles now. And there you go, you have the new needles. And also a row counter app that I recommend. I basically use this to count my rows, because right now you're going to be counting the rounds that you're going to be doing. So this is what I use. So I've just completed 1 round, and I'm going to show you. So I've knitted 10 rounds. That's what you're going to do. You're going to knit 1 to 10 rounds. So rounds 1 to 10 are just knitting, and then rounds 11 to 12 are when you purl. and you're going to repeat rounds 1 to 12 until your work measures 17 centimeters from the cast on edge. So here I'm just knitting. So I have completed my 10 rounds and I am now going to be purling all the way around for just one round. Okay, so we are now going to be moving on to the decreasing section, and for this you're going to need some scissors, a tapestry needle. You will also need a removable stitch marker that you can place onto your work, and your set of DP ends. So I'm just first of all placing that marker onto my work so I can remind myself where the beginning of the round is. And now I am transferring to the DPN. So for the adult small, I am going to be transferring 42 stitches onto 3 needles. So 42 stitches per needle is what I need. You can see I'm just slipping the stitches to transfer that. Ready to start my round, so I'm going to be repeating round 1 to 5. So round 1 is knit 4, knit 2 together all the way around, and then round 2 you're going to knit 3, knit 2 together all the way around. Round 3 is knit 2 together all the way around. Round 4 is knit 1, knit 2 together all the way around, and round 5 is just knit 2 together. And for this size small only, round 6 is knit 2 together, repeat around until you get to the last stitch, and then you're going to knit that, and you should end up with 11 stitches left. Okay, so I'm about to block the beanie, so I've just got it in a towel, and I'm going to lay it on the blocking mats. It's so much nicer. Okay. Hey guys, so I have finally got the beanie off the mats. It's actually only took like a day and a bit because I completely forgot the thinner the yarn, the easier it is to dry. But I've been drying a lot of chunky knits lately, so it's taken like once one of the sweater that I knitted recently, the Bella crop sweater, took a week, like even a little bit more. So I completely just forgot that it is off of the mats. I mean, you can see just how much more loose the yarn is, and just it sits so much nicer than before. So here it is. I mean, I absolutely love this yarn. It's so pretty, so pretty, and it's very, very stretchy as well.